good quick stop at the indie shop. He had a kickstand hanging up on the shelf with the set pin. So we're gonna go over to the other side, swap this out. Unfortunately, he didn't have a spring, so we don't have a return spring for this, which maybe I'll steal it off the, I don't know. Maybe I'll start digging through some boxes. I might get lucky. Just need one spring, but we'll find out. So we'll pop this Allen head out of here, and then there's just a little plastic bushing that rides right here. I don't know if you can see the bottom of that right now, but I'll throw you guys on the tripod. We'll rip that apart real quick. Let's see here. I know it's dark and crappy underneath the bike, so you're not going to see all that much. Match one up to this for the Allen head. Loosen up the set screw on the new kickstand first. Hopefully it's the same size on the other one. And let's see here. I don't know if this is actually a screw or, yeah, this is horribly inconvenient to try and get to. Let's see if I can get a flathead in there. These things are quite a bitch. All right, let me jack this up a little higher. It's just a flathead in here right now. Luckily, it's actually spinning. So I'll pop this out and then show you how this pin comes out. So once you get your little set screw out, the pin will drop all the way through, like so. Metal pin, not plastic. So then we'll do the same thing. This one's at least a, ooh, that's a really sharp edge. Throw the kickstand back on here. Slide our pin through, like so. And then the pin's literally, it'll free float going up, but the pin's held in down below just by the little locking screw. Daddy's doing van things. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Came out pretty nice. So I'm just gonna use the flathead for now. And then we'll keep this extra kickstand part in case as a spare piece, in case for some reason it ever disappears. Not a huge fan of using flatheads on here because they do strip out, but this is definitely one of the things you want to do when you're putting the bike together off the frame, or if the frame's apart at all. All right, there we go. Now we got a kickstand. That's the last thing we needed on this. So I'll set this back in this little nub and then start digging through some boxes, see if I can find myself a spring, and then I think we can take this thing for a ride. So we'll save that. Kickstand spring, and then we should be good to get this on the ground and try, we'll pull the primary out and top that off real quick too. Still a kickstand spring off the Evo chopper. I don't know if this is the right length, so we'll figure that one out right now. Oh yeah, it should be fine. A little longer than I need it to be, but I think we can make do with that. Hopefully. Definitely not the right spring. Not the right one, but I think that should work. I don't love that. I don't like that at all. Maybe we'll just go with the zip tie. Throw this back in the Evo. So I popped the clutch out, just did a quick clutch adjust on here. I'm not walking you through it because I did it in the last couple videos. But we are not freeing up that well. So that's gonna need some adjustment. Whole lot of slop up here. What do we need? 7.5 inch or so. All right. So loosen the jam nut. Thread this in till it gets tight. Quarter turn back. Tighten the jam nut. Oh, I think the clutches were just sticking. Now it's spinning. All right, so we'll get this on the ground and just keep rocking it back and forth. Camera froze for whatever reason, so we did a quick clutch adjustment here. I'm gonna pop this plug out, top this off with a little bit of oil, see what that looks like on the inside there. On the rear wheel, it's in second gear right now. It's kind of binding up, but if I rock it at all, I think the clutch discs are just sticking a little bit. So we're gonna see if we can knock that free with some clutch drops here on the ground. If I gotta go in and pull this apart and clean it. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting, so it's at least engaging slightly, so that's good. Call that good. I'll snug down this tensioner adjustment up front. Like that. They should be about good. There we go. Pop the plug, pour some oil in. Got the plug out. A little bit of light in here. There's definitely oil in there, so I think we're good. Pour just like a splash right into the primary here. Just use some regular oil. All the fluids are going to get flushed on this before we send it down the road. I forgot about the last part, just the rear chain's too tight, so I'm going to loosen these up. They got a double jam nut on this one. I hate when they do that. Single on this side. Go one thread, one full rotation. It shouldn't take much, it's pretty close. Then we gotta loosen the actual axle itself. And reposition this a bit. Got tools everywhere already. Yeah, one turn, this thing's spinning way better now. Bring you guys over to this side, you can see what I'm looking at. So, a couple quick turns on there. This chain was not moving before. So now, I can snug this up half a turn. Each side. Try and eyeball this a little bit. There's a tight spot. So there is one tight spot in this chain. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to adjust that out. Should probably replace. Should definitely replace. I'm going to come back half a turn here, like that. Feels a little bit better. Not perfect, but tightening the axle down, this should snug up a little bit more too. Good enough. This is the hardest bike I've ever had to get off the lift, that's for sure. It's way too long. Let's roll this down to the end of the driveway. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to torch that kickstand. Get a little more chopper lean out of it. But here she is. In all of her long bike glory. Back on ground level. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. All that work. Now I get to see if it'll start. Forgot we gotta fix the shifter. It's hitting the pipe and bent to crap. So I'm gonna grab a 1/2 inch and a Allen loosen this, clock it, retighten it down. Should be good enough. It's super bent in. Looks like it hit on this case. Probably got dropped or something, but let's see if this thing will start. Haven't started this since the other day. Motor is still ice cold. So we'll click the gas on to reserve. Oh, hopefully this works. Not confident. No accelerator pump on a Mikuni. Keys off, so we'll do a couple primers here. Ooh, pipes in my way. Maybe we should tighten that, huh? Yeah. I must have knocked that loose. All right. That would have fallen off for sure. Can't say it's my favorite. Ooh, this is kind of goofy. I got the clamp in the wrong spot, so it hits the head here. We're gonna have to, let me grab a drill. We'll rotate that and tighten that down. Did not notice that before, but I think a lot of that's actually from me trying to get this off the lift by myself. So we'll just clock that over to here. Seat the pipe all the way up, like so, and let it rip. Much better. Trying to steal my socket. I don't really care about the bottom. It's nice having a crusty beat up chopper. You don't have to worry about them. Okay. Kick marathon. Grazing the pipe there. So we'll click that on, enrichener on, no throttle here. Come on. A little bit of throttle. I know you're not supposed to, but half throttle. Man, these bars are annoying. Are we on reserve here? Wide open, no choke or enrichener. Come on. Wants to go. I don't know what she wants. It's so close. There's probably a lot of oil on these plugs too. Come on, girl. She's coughing at me. All right, this worked yesterday. I'm gonna do like 6 kicks. Oh, now we're dripping out the carb. I think she's flooding. Wasn't sticking yesterday. Let me tap the bowl a bit. Crank the mix up a hair. Key is off. So we're gonna go wide open and clear it. 5 kicks through, throttle closed, enrichener, just the enrichener. Come on, baby. Definitely running a little rich. Grab a zip tie with a kickstand while that warms up real quick. Then we'll go for a rip. What happened to my clutch? Well, that's not good. That was short-lived. Apparently it's not ride time. It's spraying oil out the rear rocker box right on the switch. This is what you get when you buy crusty old choppers. You can literally see it pouring out right there. So we'll probably end up just doing a quick top end refresh on this. Feels strong. Let me pull this cover, figure out what the clutch is doing. Well, we had a working clutch. I don't know what happened here. Somehow, I don't know if the cable split in here, but she's not working anymore. That's for sure. Did I not tighten this jam nut down? That'll do it. Whoops. Screwdriver's in my pocket. My bad, folks. That'll do it. All right, so full adjustment here. Tighten this up till you get tension on it right there. And we'll go half a turn back, lock down the jam nut, and tighten. I'm actually gonna go one more turn. Right about there. Quarter turn back and tighten. There we go. Much better. Put the plug back in. Try and see if this will start back up hot, and then limp it around the block. This is not gonna go well. So outside of losing the clutch and having to tie up the kickstand and all sorts of other crap, I really need to find some zip ties. Let's see here. Maybe I can rig something up a little bit better. Right around the swing arm, that's really safe. Some wire here. It's just got to hold it up a little bit. See if we can rig this up real quick. Yeah. See if it'll start real quick. That's more fun. All right, enrichener click down, ignition on. Should be warm now. Maybe no enrichener? Come on, you turd. carb's got to come out and get clean. Runs actually surprisingly well, but it's leaking a little out of the rockers. Let that die. Roll it back in. Now it's got a kickstand on it. I need to get a kickstand spring. Tighten up the brakes. Adjust the bars so they're not moving. Adjust the clutch lever. Should be about it. I think we're going to wrap this one up. I might be back a little bit later once that motor cools off. But I'm stoked. A couple hours the other day just getting it fired up. Headlight stopped working. Taillight is working. I don't know if I popped a bull over, lost a ground or something on the headlight, but she runs. Now it's just tweaking it and getting it dialed a lot better than it is now. I don't know how much video I got on that, but died out. So we're gonna let this sit, burn off some of that oil before I roll it into the garage, because she is smoky. Super happy on that. If you want to stay tuned on this build, not really a build, but getting this thing tuned up and dialed in. I haven't ever tuned up a Mikuni. I'm familiar with Mikunis, I've just never personally run one on a Harley. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know where exactly the timing's at. It pulls good. It shifted through all the gears just fine. Rear brake is working, but Ironhead rear drum, so it definitely needs some major adjustment and maybe some cleanup. Everything else seems to be working. I gotta figure out the starting procedure. But again, I'm not gonna really mess with that until I actually pull that carb off and soak it, pull all the jets, clear everything out. Once I know the carb's good and clean, then we can tinker around with full-on tuning and adjustments, because right now, good enough to run, good enough to idle, as long as I leave the idle high. Breaks up a little bit if you crack it wide open. If you roll into it, it's fine. So I'm guessing it's just a little bit of a fuel issue in one of the jet passages or the idle passage. So that's the end of this one. We will catch you on the next one. Cheers.